Hi everyone, welcome to Riders Digest, episode 3 of our Riders Digest. I think what has happened
Four?
in that time?
Maybe?
3, 4,
Yeah.
3. One of them. One of those numbers is what this is. I am joined obviously here by Bree, Phill, and Doran, who are 3 of our Rapid Riders. And this is the show where we just discuss the campaign, what's happened, how characters are feeling, get a bit more of a deeper insight into what they're feeling and thinking. I obviously ask me questions, and I give you either not more information than your characters would know, but maybe fill in some gaps that might not be clear. Yeah.
We haven't done a Rider's Digest for a while, so we will be discussing little bits from the Masquerade Ball up until episode 30, which is why there's 4 of us here. We won't do it too in depth, but we'll discuss the burning questions that people have. So yeah, does anyone want to start with something?
Yes. What the fuck is the smoke monster? The fuck is it? What?
So, trying not to give away too many spoilers. So, you, so Halite is encountering something, and they know that it is at some level conscious. It is filled with hate, and they know that this thing is trapped, and they know that it is somehow trapped in the mountain. More than that is obviously getting into spoiler territory. What I will say is that these mountains have been here long time. They were not always called Virtues of Osnan. They went by other names. And there are many myths and legends. We are in an age past the Colognean Empire, and the formation of the Colognean Empire. But it has been, I believe, thousands of years since the inception of this world by Atuna. And lots of stuff has happened in that time. The land wasn't always Colovia. Before it was even the Colognean Empire. And in that time, there was a lot of crazy things that were walking around, and some of them did not get to keep doing that. And some of them might be trapped under a mountain somewhere.
Yeah. Oh. We'll put the pictures up, and if anyone wants to hazard a guess what they think it is, you can put it in the comments.
That's my biggest problem with these fucking pictures, because I've always been really bad at see a blob. What does it make you think? I'm like, I don't know. My brain's usually empty anyway. I don't know what this means. So I just be staring at these pictures. I have them up now. I'm like, people say dragon. I'm like, where the fuck do you see a dragon in this? I don't know what this means. It's just red angriness and maybe a mountain. What is that?
It's intentionally vague. Very intentionally vague. Yes, the first one, yeah, lots of smoky redness and roiling. And the second one, also more smoky redness roiling, but definitely a bit clearer, I think, of the second one, the location being a mountain and something a bit more formed in general.
Yeah.
So
the first one, it looks like it's emerging from the mountain. It's like, oh, just coming out. And the second one looks like it's traveling down the mountain more.
Almost like an avalanche.
Kind of, yeah.
Or because I think the first one looks like a dragon, and the second one looks more like a volcano.
Yeah, it could look like a volcano.
Yeah. I can't say too much. It will ruin it for you if I say too much.
Yeah,
it will.
But yeah, it doesn't feel like it's a great huggy, love everybody kind of creature. That is.
Halite's gonna try and love it and hug it. That's what Halite's gonna try and do.
And also, Halite hasn't told anyone except for Lilac.
Except for Lilac.
I've told Garrick. I've told
Garrick. So you're going around telling all the NPCs about this.
You told Garrick briefly right at the end of your watch. Oh yeah,
and then walked off.
No, I said I had some bad dreams. Dreams. And he's like, okay.
But other than that, you haven't told anybody. Interesting.
You
Makes it
guys know
difficult.
there's something weird about Halite and Mountain because we discussed it. Well, Zeke asked him. I was like, and Halite was just like, I don't know how to say this.
Yeah.
The problem is Halite wants to tell people, but he just doesn't know what to say. Like, how I can't describe this thing. How the fuck does Halite, who's seemingly dumber than I am, say anything about this? He made one good picture first time, but it's on top of a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
He put it on the fucking wall of a mountain cave. He didn't actually write it down.
Yeah. And obviously, like, you'd come back down from the mountain with intentions of telling people about it, and then got very distracted and then cried for 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, something happened, didn't it?
Something happened that no one remembers.
Yeah, but Halite is not like intentionally hiding this thing. It's more like he's also like feels kind of bad because like they're planning a rebellion. You know, people got lots of shit on their shoulders. Like Zeke is dealing with ghosts, Dewey's dealing with a new love interest, Dyanna's running a whole rebellion, and you know it's a bit awkward for them right now. Taxes is always stressed.
What was the quote? What we got from Dax is like, just relax. How do you relax? I don't know how to relax. If I knew how to relax, I'd
Like,
be
fucking relax.
Stressed. Yeah.
Also, Dyanna's like mother is not dead.
Yeah,
Kind
that's
of
the thing.
stressful. It's like it happened, and we've just glazed over it since then.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's I think like Tax has asked about it, but other than that, like no one has spoken to her about it at all.
Didn't Dewey at some point just be like, "Are you all right about that?" And you were like,
Fine.
"Yep," and it was a good Bard doing persuasion, Bard doing perception roll, and Dewey rolling low on insight.
I don't think
cool.
you've done
I'm
that.
glad she's okay.
He has. He has
Was that
done
during
that,
your
yeah.
watch?
He was during the watch, yeah.
The night before our current episode.
But like that's the main problem with Dyanna is people do generally care and do want to ask, but Diana's mask is so high up and so tight, only really Taxes can get through to it.
Yeah.
And find out like because like as soon as you like lie to someone, you roll so high on your deception. Well, your modifier is so high, and people are like, all right, she's fine.
Cool.
Yeah, and Tax is the only one with enough insight to potentially get past that, and even at her best, sometimes she can't.
I think Dyanna, what usually says, no, it's fine, except you know this thing and that, and then goes into it.
Yeah.
It's a way I've seen you play Dyanna describe these things that are more important. Sort of initially, instant reaction is mask is up, and then you open up when you realize it's safe to do so with these people.
Yeah.
But like mechanically, they need to roll a 20 on insight in order to beat your just passive deception.
My passive deception is now 21.
There you go. 20. So they need to roll a 22 on insight.
So if I was actively doing it, I can't. It's a minimum of 21.
But yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
That's great. It's so
Totally
selfless
fine.
of to put those concerns aside for the rebellion. It's
right.
Definitely.
so strong.
But yeah, I mean, obviously,
check the tapes.
We're checking like now as well. We'll check in game. I'm sure that will come up. Garrick certainly should ask at some point.
Garrick should ask. That we haven't had that conversation or anything. Yeah.
So, how is Dyanna feeling about the fact her mother is
absolutely fine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we give it context, let us know. Like, I think we discussed it a bit before. From backstory, your parents. What does Dyanna come into this campaign thinking has happened to her parents?
Assumed just everyone is dead.
Mm-hmm.
I think she saw her dad die. She saw him die, and then the mother was away. So she worked in the university and was away a lot. Anyway, and then she was away when all this happened and just never came back. but we like knew that she was there, and we knew what happened, and we knew that like pretty much everyone who was there had died, so just assumed that everyone had died. Yeah, and then saw pretty much everybody in Harling's Rest die, and then Garrick never came back, so assumed he was dead, so everyone was dead. Yeah. I just don't think that, like, she's not allowed herself to think any more than that, because it's highly unlikely, and for the last, like, 40 odd years, this has just been it, so you just have to just carry on, really.
Yeah, I mean, the massacre at the ruined towers is so famous as a historical event. It sort of like starts the chain of the first wars, the formation of the empire, and all. It's, I mean, the only thing that is more famous probably is the Night of Fractured Heaven as the sort of real start of all of this. So to think, oh, maybe my mum got out of there fine, or maybe my mum wasn't there, maybe she was somewhere else. Yeah, it's that sort of like hope is a poison kind of thing of like, really, like this famous thing where like loads of mages died. Why would my mum be any different? But she was apparently there was something different going on there.
She was. I think there was like this hope that like obviously she's a really high level divination wizard, and there was that hope that she saw it coming.
It's the fucking future.
She literally saw it coming. But then the alternative to her not being dead was either she was captured in a really bad place, or she was somehow involved in the Night of the Fractured Heaven. So I think it was a lot easier just to assume that she was dead. And now there's actual like not dead, or like those hopes and worries, and she's just buried them, and now she has to figure it out eventually.
Yeah, we saw an echo sort of return with Bookmum, but that was obviously in itself quite sad, because at that point Dyanna was like, well, they are dead, and this is basically the echo of my mother.
Yeah.
But now with them, and you spoke to them.
Yeah, very good how you've done that as well. Just, like, things have like been blocked from Bookmum. That's really good.
Yeah. There was
stuff. There are missing pages.
Essentially, this echo that they created, they wanted it to keep you safe, and there are things that they thought, information that would put you in danger if you had it. So there are things that have been blocked off. But you are piecing bits that either she didn't think would be important or think she would matter. You're asking the right questions, and you're getting a lot of information that's putting you in the right direction.
Yes.
My favorite thing about Bookmum is how angry Bookmum is at real Dyanna's mum. Like, why would I do this to myself?
Why?
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Can I just have my memories, please? Me. I know I was doing this from a place of love, but this is really frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Oh.
I love the revel, like just the instance of like revealing that she was still alive, in that it wasn't just sort of like gasp, she's still alive. It was just like this like terrified, frantic message, like she needs help.
Sending.
Yeah.
Best spell in game.
Natural 20 to break through any kind of
problems. Because a divination wizard is a tricky thing. You gotta assume they know everything, right? And play against that.
Yeah.
But obviously, either something tricked her or went wrong because she hasn't come back yet. Because Dyanna's Bookmum specifically said, there would nothing be stopping me from getting back to you. And if a high-level wizard is saying that, there's got to be some serious trickery afoot. Because like you said, they had at least access to 9th level spells, which means like they're level 18 or above.
Yeah. I had to think long and hard about, okay, how would this work with like the magic involved, with what's going on here. I found out how it worked and how it would have happened, and have to sit on it for God knows how many months.
Flipping ages and ages.
Just the amount of information that sort of I thought, well, that's important. You guys need to know how to get that. That's how the Masquerade Ball sort of started in its inception. It's like, okay, there's all this important information these guys need to know to advance the campaign, different ways you can go. Part of that being the teleportation runes and the nature of our Cavicula, this magic prison. So I thought, well, they probably want to go there because having a bunch of wizards who are angry at the Empire not in a prison anymore is a really good thing. But having an extra little sprinkling of, and also there's this one wizard there called Ildway, who seems to be the key, or at least the next step in trying to find Dyanna's mum. I think there's like a point after, like, when you're in that town, it's like, well, we can go to Barrowfirth, we can stop the operation there, shut that shit down, or we can try and find the quickest way that we can get into our Cavicula from here to go free.
It was really interesting because I took myself out of that decision making and sort of listened to everybody else.
You left the dumbest people there to do that. just to let you know, you did that. Because also Taxes left.
No, Taxes was there, and she did kind of say, like, I think she was the only one that mentioned the Archivicula, I think, towards the end. But, like, I specifically didn't want to make any decisions. And then no one else it didn't really come up for anyone else either in the decision making. So I was like, oh, yeah. Interesting. Because you were saying, like, well, you know, maybe Dyanna would have wanted to rush there and do that, which is why I took myself off the decision.
I think that was a really powerful moment where it's like Dyanna has just had this huge shock, a huge change in how the facts of her life have just changed. The things that have been unshakable, horrible but unshakable, have just changed. They probably weren't in the right mindset to say this is what we should do because because it's like it would just be selfish, would just be beneficial. Because there are genuine reasons it's a good idea to go to Archivicula and get those mages out.
Yeah.
But now every like time you would want that, it's tinged with, but also my mum.
Also my mum in it.
Yeah, I don't think, well, at least Halite is not unwilling to go into the Archivicula. It's just he can't see a way to get in there yet.
Yeah.
Did we hear Dyanna's real accent?
I believe when you cast a message, you have to say it out loud. So yeah, you did.
You did.
I did that on purpose.
Yes, you did.
Yes, and no one has said it again.
No one said
It's not even been 24 hours yet. It's not even been 24 hours yet.
Do you know what's crazy? Garrick knew you most of your life, and you did not have the accent that you use now. And they have not said shit about it.
No.
To be fair, we did not know that it was a different accent for a while, or the Dungeon Master did not know it was a different accent for a while. But they're probably going to bring that up. And there's like a quiet moment, like, hey.
I guess he probably just thinks that she's just in disguise or something. I don't know.
But this is enlightening because that means everyone from Howling's Rest is just Irish. Is it Irish? I don't know.
Sort of.
Garrick is Irish.
You also know Scottishy kind of, sort of like Celtic, I suppose. Kind of roots.
So the intention was something different to what came out. But yeah, that just another thing that just glazed over because I think Doran, you said that the recipient of the spell knows it's you, but like I was like in Dyanna's head, she doesn't need, like, her mother doesn't even know that she's still alive, so I have to sound like the last time she.
Yeah, it's just natural.
Yeah. Well, it was forced. It was I was like, okay, I need to revert back to that in order for my mother to know who is speaking to her. Yeah.
but rules is written. If the person you're sending a message to knows you, they automatically go, oh, okay, it has like a caller ID. But if they don't know you and you just know them from news, I guess, I don't know fucking how else you'd know someone from like a wanted poster, or maybe you know enough of their history or whatever the fuck.
But like,
then they'll be like, I don't know who this person is.
but surely someone who has been like in some kind of magical prison for the last 50 plus years, and someone contacts you saying that it's your daughter who is dead, there's like, come on.
Well, who else but your daughter would do that?
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Dyanna
also,
know
she can see into the fucking future.
Also that.
She knows
not right now.
She knows everything.
No, right, not at the moment.
You don't know what spell she can cast there.
Nothing at the moment.
None. Otherwise, she'd have got the fuck out of there.
Got out.
She'd have got out of there. She'd have tried to send a message herself.
Yeah. But Dyanna doesn't know all
it's
of
all
that.
part of the plan.
She's just got the spell 5 minutes ago. I'm gonna send Mama a message, and I need to sound like myself from 50 years ago.
Can we go for it?
That's what happened.
You know, I was planning to bring it up at some point, but we've
like,
been moving since then. It's been not even 24 hours.
I think everyone just assumes that Diana's just gonna lie, so they don't ask her anything. That's not necessarily true.
It's like 80% true though.
Yeah. But she's like getting to know you guys a bit better, you know? She started opening up to Dewey.
You've known me for more than 2 years.
Okay, well that's true.
On many definitions of knowing.
Halite is different. Halite is different, obviously. But like Zeke always asks, and she's like, "You're an asshole," and like,
Fair.
But yeah, Dewey started like chipping away at the shell, so that's sweet and good.
Chink, chink.
Chink, chink, chink. Yeah.
Ryan, and you might not lie to him.
See now? That's sad.
Wholesome squad, Dewey and Halite.
You know it.
Yeah, you know.
Well, since you guys are going to Burrowfirth, I've got a question for you as players. Obviously, we have all of these majority dwarves and gnomes from the Eastern Ridge that are there. Is the plan to throw off the shackles, say, come with us, and start marching a 2,000-person brigade down to the towers? Or is it to free them and say, okay, you go that way towards the mountain, we have a siege fortress thing up there? Or is it to say, well, your shackles are broken, good luck with that, and then leave?
That one. Lack of plan will default to that.
I think maybe it's that like my thoughts are the Burrowfirth is probably like better defended than the mines we were in with Siege. Or at least it's definitely going to be better defended for a population of that size. Like if all 2,000 or if all however many thousand like turned up where Siege's mine was, that'd be an issue because they wouldn't have the food or the things to look after them. But at least they would have that where they are. So potentially we could be looking at trying to take out like those in charge and then give the appearance that they're still under rulership of the, I can't remember what Taskmaster.
Reluctantsheep. So just fucking weekend at Bernie's Taskmaster Reluctantsheep.
Absolutely. Like pulley wires and the works. That kind of like...
Yeah. Hail the Emperor. Everything's okay.
That's why I wanted to go back to the mines, so we had an in with Siege. Like, so Siege could, say, oh yeah, how did you get these guys out? Like, what did you say? Or, like, maybe he could come with us and, like, give us an in.
It would have really helped, but 3 times the amount of guards we faced last night in last night's session.
Well, I'm still on number like 1,000.
Yeah. That would
Not
have
including like all the brainwashed indents.
caused some issues. The guards waiting at the bridge to get before we could get to the mine. So, ugh.
I think it highlights Dana's mindset because I haven't thought about it. I don't know.
you have other things on your mind.
I think that's the major difference is that, like, you know, before Dyanna was like, yes, do this and this and this, and she's just like, let's go, and now she's like taking a step back and not sure what is going on, but
We
like,
need a leader.
I know, but she knows that we're going to this place and it's fine.
When we get there, you should go climb the mountain and help Halite.
Yeah, sure. I think Hal would die. But yeah, I'm sure like your leader will come back at some point. Just it's been like a couple of days really in game. But like now thinking about it, what you said and what everyone else said, I probably would think it was a good idea to have that as the base. I don't think taking everybody from there to our little mine is a good idea.
They wouldn't be sustainable, would it?
And we also had combat last night for the first time in like 6 months plus.
Boy.
Yeah. 15
and
sessions.
I was definitely not sad that that happened. It was I become a blade singer and we haven't had combat since. Like apart from that train wreck of a sparring session with Garrick. And then it really annoyed me because everyone now sees Dyanna as just like this wet blanket who can't bloody
the
combat.
wizard!
No,
the squishy wizard's gonna get hurt.
Wow.
I've never thought that.
Must protect Dyanna, and like Halite was gonna run over, and like Garrick was gonna run over.
You told me to do that.
Zeke ran over, like, and he got right in the middle, and I was just like, everyone needs to back off. And then I burnt everyone, so it's fine.
Radiant dragon sword burning people out. That was pretty cool.
Big lizard sword. Cool. It's not a dragon.
Gotta help that squishy wizard.
Told you I could take care of myself. I had 3 duplicates left. Could take way more hits.
You specifically told me that you were going to die and you needed help. You didn't say you could handle it yourself. I said you could handle it yourself.
Hey, I did not say that.
It was a great combat session, but oh my god, we were so we did so well with our rolls.
I think
so many natural 20s, and the ones you had were all like, oh no, hang on, I've got a thing for that.
Yeah.
That
natural 20s.
That one, yeah.
Halite would have been hit with 3 natural 20s back to back. One got through, Dyanna stopped another one, and Halite reversed another one.
Just most hilarious way to reverse a natural 20, having it hit the captain as well. And that I legitimately felt sorry for him by the end of that combat because he was just being used as a weapon against his own men, having one of his own men plunge their sword into it. I
feel so bad. But as Halite, I'm like, these guys like fucking evil Pilker guys, right?
Yeah.
And like Tax is just absolutely no shits given.
Tax is so much more brutal than all of us combined, I think.
Yeah. But like I get it. Like
but not even with the cleric. Like she fucking murked the cleric in broad daylight in front of everyone. Like instantly. And like she saw and then Tax saw her on the ground, saw the bleeding stop. And then fucking punched her. Again. And then her next turn around, you punched him again, and then instantly sliced another guy's throat after that. And then after that, she fucking severed someone's fucking spinal cord going into their heart. I'm like, oh, Taxes, chill out! But don't, it's amazing.
I was so happy that happened, though, because when you said the amount of damage that the aura did, I was like, I'll be down on the minimum. If you roll badly, I'm down. And then Taxes took care of it. I was like, phew. I don't
Mhm.
have to, because it's start a turn as well. There's nothing I could have done with it.
It wasn't outside of a realm's possibility, but still, it was brutal. Mid-combat, like, I don't have to do this right now. I'm choosing to do this right now. I'm using attacks in the middle of combat when they're not a threat anymore.
There are other people who are actively a threat, but no, I'm gonna punch this guy.
I have enough attacks, but this is gonna happen right now.
Amazing.
Yes, my 16-foot tall friend is being hit like 10 times by 6 different people. I hit the guy on the ground.
Yeah.
It's just the fucking assassin mentality as well.
Oh.
Also, she fucking yeeted the railroad spike and pulled someone into a punch like a fucking movie. It was so cool. Also proving Tax is the strongest character in the party physically, even though she has a minus
brought
one.
down a wyvern with that thing, so you know.
I fucking know, right?
Bunch of like we're like split between wholesome and not wholesome, and like I feel Taxes was in the middle, and now Taxes just absolutely just been pushed onto our side.
I mean, she's kind of still going to wholesome. She said in last session that she was attracted to Dyanna when she fucking mutilated a person, and I was like, yes, 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 yes.
Like,
Deaxis is happening.
Deaxis is happening.
I will make a note for Garrick's fragile
Yeah,
mental
and
state.
then I was like, oh no.
Characters have no idea what's happening, but the players do. The soldier mechanic was such a good mechanic. If they see their leader, they get like inspired and get buff.
That is,
it's such a great mechanic.
It's the Cologneon way, isn't it? They put so much emphasis and important. Well, we literally like it was Captain Alice was the Masquerade Ball like celebration, wasn't it? The celebration of all the great military leaders and blah blah blah.
And it was making
patriotism, etc. Talking of being of the Empire, though, like why'd you want the evil lamp?
I don't
because it's Halite. He didn't know what he's doing.
Halite saw
Priest
something weird and spooky that no one else was doing anything with. We went over, was like, what the fuck is this?
Even though Dyanna said no, Halite.
That was
don't
afterwards.
Do that. That's a really silly thing to do.
He rattled it, and then you said no, and then it started speaking to him, and he started speaking back.
Oh.
He stopped rattling it. He did what he said.
The lantern full of racist ghosts.
Yes.
Racist ghosts.
Oh, Halite's plan isn't. Halite's gonna have a conversation with it, definitely.
Yeah, I think when I found out that it wasn't an immediate threat, it wasn't super cursed, so you could probably have it for a bit.
Yeah, trust a guy.
Trust a guy, okay.
Man talks to fucking horses and wolves, and he's not weird. But I am for talking to a weird, spooky ghost. He has a ghost in his necklace. We didn't blink at him once.
I went overboard on the wolves.
I have a ghost
just
book.
a little bit.
I
love
go into
that.
my book and talk to my ghost mother.
Exactly. Everyone speaks to inanimate objects. Why is Halite the weird one?
That was the bit that I forgot to I wanted to say, which I didn't in the end of that session when Zeke was getting on the cart, was to have just been like as the wolves arrived to be like, this is why I talk to birds. Wolves are creepy, man. Because they were just like man flesh.
Where's that from? I can't remember where that's from.
I think it's Lord of the Rings.
It is Lord of the Rings.
Man flesh,
It is Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Tonight we feast on man flesh.
Yeah.
God's sakes.
Yeah. I think because you rolled because you got 30 on the roll.
30, like
you got the most hungry for human meat wolves that are in the area. Some of them were nicer, and they're like, yeah, do you mind if we eat man flesh? But these ones, they
were like in it.
They were hungry.
Man flesh.
They were emaciated wolves that fucking wanted food.
I love the fact that I like by taking Rogue, giving me access to expertise. Like I've still got some things that I I could have taken expertise in sleight of hand. That's a very roguey thing to do. But Dewey taking Rogue, he's not taking Rogue to be a rogue. It's because there's no spoilers. Scout is a rogue class, and Scout is literally what he's been doing. So I'm like, I'm going to take at least to level 3 so I can get the archetype like mechanically. So he's got Scout. But giving him expertise, like I could have been like sleight of hand, acrobatics. Those are the things that I could probably take it in. And I was like, no, animal handling, because he is a swarm keeper, so it would make sense. And also just for the ludicrous nature that I can't imagine anyone outside of a druid taking expertise, like some kind of double proficiency bonus in animal handling.
Is anybody else picturing Dewey in full Boy Scouts get-up with the little
Every day.
Little woggle, yeah.
Literally every single
I
session.
need art of this. I need a film little Scouts be prepared.
He
Every
is.
session,
He
that's
is.
it.
It's absolutely that. Oh, you were talking about like the brutality that was dished out at the points of the biggest bits of brutality. Dewey was like hiding and didn't really see it, and he shoots people from range, so he doesn't really see the horrific damage that he can do.
He's
just
short-sighted. Short-sighted, he can't see.
He closes his eyes every time he loses an arrow.
Yeah.
He can't bear the thought of killing someone. Too pure for this world.
He's like 21. He's not a child.
He's 21.
Comparatively.
The amount of times I've been like, should I actually make him younger? Because he's not a grown up.
He's just got an innocent heart. That's what it is.
He does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of your innocent heart.
Innocent heart. Yeah.
We met a character from your backstory. What do you think about your relationship with them?
Oh.
Well, I suppose one thing, if it's I'm a swarm keeper that has an affinity with birds, it's obvious that he would meet a cat girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously meeting Colleen at the Masquerade Ball as dressed as a tabaxi. Yeah, she was a friend of his basically was his only friend for a good time, because he was an indent for one of the wealthiest men in Fenrian, in Benalicia certainly, and while he was talked down to, he wasn't in such a bad situation where he couldn't find time to talk to their daughter, who basically like was, even at a younger age, was too rebellious to really listen to all the talk of like how non-humans, are less than us. So would have been an inquisitive kid to ask questions and things like that, and form a friendship with him, even though it's it's a forbidden friendship, which just makes it harder, really, doesn't it? But then when the guards found out about the gig with Oz Nemesis, and all that crap went down, they had to go on the run. There was no way he could say goodbye, really. So he just went, and she thought he was dead, and he was nervous about contacting her again, because she would be like, "I thought you died," and be angry, and he didn't want that. So he was rather like, la 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 la. Yeah, it's fine. She'll see me again when we free all the indents. Like overlooking the fact that in doing that might end up actually with like all the houses being torched and her having a head cut off. But luckily, it looks like she will probably be very much an ally of the rebellion.
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was hoping for before the ball. That's what I was hoping for, and then you were like, "No, we must say nothing and keep her safe," and then immediately just fuck all that up, and I'm like, because I was like, "Oh no, the jig is up," but hey, look, we have an ally.
Yeah, gave us some juicy bits of information and helped us out when we were trying to keep what's the chops? The Grand High Oliphant?
Hierophant.
Oriphant.
Hierophant Imperium.
Yeah, we were trying to keep her away from Lilac, so she started helping us with that, which was cool.
Yeah. And then Dewey's been on cloud 9 ever since.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's still alive and she's still cool. Yeah.
And
She's
then
fucking
last night, Dyanna just called her and said,
Yeah. I was like, hey, Colleen, I have a new spell.
Oh, you absolutely told her that he fancies you.
Just the difference between Dewey, like literally as you were describing it there, like, oh, maybe when this is all over, I'll be there. It's like, so you're saying this, I'll have a chance to pursue this maybe once I win a war against the Empire and liberate all the indents. That's the most introverted thing. It's like, I'll just put it off until then.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make sense to do it before.
And then it's Dyanna like,
like
bullshit.
Hey, you up?
Hello.
Dial.
Yeah.
I also think you are.
You need to tell her right now because you might die tomorrow. We're telling her. It's fine.
Colleen was just like, I'm like, no, it was more Sam, I'll be honest. I'm like, do I say here that she has feelings back? Or do I try and keep some mystery to it? What would she do? She'd be panicking like I am. This is perfect.
Yeah.
She would, yeah. It's
Well,
like
I was dead.
it's like if somebody just says, "I love you," and like it's very early days, and you're like, "I also hold you dear in my heart."
Oh.
But it must be like twice as awkward for her because like she's hearing it through a different person.
She's hearing it through someone else.
Through someone she probably has never met before and probably doesn't trust.
Only met while they were in a disguise as themselves wearing a mask.
I still don't know what she looks like. She's just a cat.
Yeah.
None of us
She's
know
a
what
wacky.
she looks like
Also-
other than-
It's not even like in a letter or face to face. It's inside her brain. Like
She might just be around the table eating dinner. With
There's
her
no-
friends
there's no
raising
leaving
her
it.
parents.
God.
There's no leaving it and pretend you haven't read it. The blue ticks are assumed.
You have no choice. And anything you say now I will hear it. So yeah,
Wow.
the connection is made.
Oh, but
Well, it was a sweet moment.
it was.
So, there
You
was
do so much
something
bullshit.
I didn't say. I didn't say everything back though to Dewey.
No,
I don't think.
I think you kept some stuff yourself.
Yeah.
I have a
Say no
question
more.
for Sam.
Mm.
I have a question for Sam. So we're on about Dyanna learning the teleportation circle spell, and that is obviously like way above what she is capable of. So how would you? Because I've heard like homebrew ways of dealing with that kind of thing. How are you gonna make it happen or deal with it? Like,
I have plans.
mhm.
They are not fully formed, but they are forming. There's a few things where I'm like, okay, how would that happen? Let's start with like basic mechanics. Can it happen? Not really. But let's see what we do know. Well, we do know that wizards can cast higher level spells than they are normally able to if they have access to a spell scroll. So, how can I take the idea of the magic is there, or essentially already cast by somebody else into a scroll, and then Dyanna is able to use that probably with a check to see that they are able to control magic that powerful, and can I make it into a way that is both playing to the wizard nature and the bard nature? So, that is where the plan is now. How that comes into something solid, I have thoughts. Things might be important to get, like arcane writings, arcane materials, a spell casting focus that you might not normally need, but because you're doing it in this kind of circumstances, is going to be helpful, or even so much to say is like you are able to use spell slots to cast a spell, regardless of if it is a bard spell slot or a wizard spell slot, because you have access to this arcane material, this potentially even a magic item. You are going to a round trip, but you're going to a college where there were lots of bards because it's a little bit Strixhaven-y, and a lot of bards and a lot of wizards, and a whole college dedicated to how do we make words that important so that bards can do wizard shit and wizards can do bard shit. That blending is definitely going to be important.
Yes.
Oh wait, Lelik, 100% silver quill. We all know. Not what I needed to mention.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. You and Lelik are going to try and figure out how this could possibly work.
Yeah, Lilac.
Lelik Rents.
Speaking about Lelik,
Who
what does he
is-
think
who
about the
is-
party?
Dead.
Lelik,
Dead man.
Lelik looks at the party and thinks,
Oh no.
yeah, pretty much like, oh no, just... Initially it was like, these guys have survived, there must be something to them, but they are strange. That has evolved onto, oh, I get it now. I don't understand how they do it, but he hasn't seen you fight. He has seen you improvise, and that worked really well. So they are they are looking at you and thinking, these people should not be able to do the things that they can. But behind all the emotions and
Dragons.
they are strong individuals who, like, for all of the breakups and drama and things like that, they work well as a team. When it comes to a fight or working on a plan, they have incredible minds. They have people who can really move people, and they have people who can use one dude to kill other dudes as as a fight.
If Lelik did see that last fight, I don't think he would think any better of us. Zeke was upside down half the time.
The last.
Well, that's nothing new.
I suppose like the last big fight we had was the wyverns, and
Yeah.
like if you think about
Wyverns,
like
guys.
after that we were all like, oh no, we should have done this, you should have done that, like Dewey, why did you go that way, like, all that kind of thing. Compared to this one is a definite upgrade.
I have a question then.
Yeah.
So you said about like I think Doran said about like what does Lilac think about the party? I want to explore like what like other relationships. Like obviously we have Vex and Garrick hanging around. We have Garrick and Halite having that conversation. What was that? Because we were like when it happened, I was like, Halite's gonna kill him, or Halite's gonna like be like really angry and upset, but he wasn't. So yeah, what was the thinking behind
Halite
that?
isn't an angry person by nature.
Barbarian.
But he's using someone else's anger to fuel barbarianism.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Typically, he hates anger. He hates feeling it, so he doesn't typically hold on to his emotions to let that build up. But he is a catalyst for the anger of many other things, apparently. And he wants to help those angry people to find more peace. So,
Cool.
he's not a genuinely angry person. He was never gonna... Well, he was never gonna kill Garrick.
I think Garrick is very much like a sort of hopeless romantic at the moment. Is where his headspace is. Where it's like, I care about Dyanna a lot, and I'm gonna hurt a lot of people, and almost thinks that he really can't help that. But he knows that Halite is a nice person. They've been nothing but kind to him, and he probably wishes that weren't the case, but he could actually be like, yeah, I took your girl. But that cockiness is where he's comfortable. So if that Halite is just nice, it's just like, I care about you so much, but I love this woman, and that means that we have this thing where we should be against each other, and I don't want that, and it looks like you don't want that either, and it looks like we just it's a sort of I hurt you, and I really didn't want to do that, but at the same time, I wasn't gonna stand back and say, well, I'm not doing it because it's hurting Halite. Yeah. They've realized they've made the selfish choice in that moment, but it was the right choice for them, and it was like, I'm really sorry, but this is how I feel, and it appears this is how Dyanna feels as well. So this is how it's gonna be, and the fact that you have been so kind about it, they feel like it feels like right. Worse. Yeah, it feels worse, but it feels right. Yeah. Like I don't like my punishment for this isn't getting punched and beaten. My punishment for this is the fact that I know I have hurt a good person, and there is nothing I can do with that.
Oh
God, Jesus! Fucking hell!
So they are probably going to try and make your life better, but they don't know how to do that at the moment, because they are in the last day. Their tentative partner, girlfriend, person that they have both confirmed are mutually. We have said that we are in love. Has figured out her mum is now alive, and they need to help them with that. So it's a lot of people that they want to help, and it's not that there's not a lot of time to do it. It's just that it's not been 24 hours yet.
But I think the main thing with Garrick for Halite is he didn't want to stop and impede love. It's just, like, he sees love as a very finite thing in especially the Empire. And if someone wants it and is going for it, and clearly there's reciprocation, then he doesn't want to be anywhere in the way to stop that. He doesn't want to. That's kind of what the main objective is. Like, do you love Dyanna? You do? Like, okay, then go for it. Like, I don't want to stand in your way. I don't want you to be, because especially when in the tavern where you guys were just running off on your own, Hal doesn't like that. You show love. Love is meant to be expressed. You know, don't run away and hide. Even if it is in front of him, you know, is kind of Halite's main thing. Love is love. That's why he was so supportive of Dewey, being like, and she's amazing, and I love her. And I'm like, yeah!
Love Halite.
Even though Halite hasn't got much love for himself at the minute. It's fine. He'll find it eventually, maybe.
We all do. Yeah.
That's Halite's main thing. Also, Halite really respects Garrick in his story, as much as Halite, knows it. Like, was loved Dyanna, now lost Dyanna. Halite kind of feels what it feels like to lose Dyanna. They kind of have those same scars. So, Halite knowing that someone is getting relief from that is also good. It also makes him feel good, but also not, because Halite was also like, I would rather be in a position where I could be with Dyanna, but I'm just happy that someone is, as long as she's happy.
Changed on the board,
I do like as well, there was a point where I was like, I'm in Garrick's headspace so much right now, and I am realizing that they are sort of gushing a little bit here. And then it's like, well, Garrick sort of realizes that they're gushing a bit, and so they have to bring their cockiness back. And this conversation was like, it's not perfect, though.
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
Because Garrick and Vex as well, actually, they've both really dropped that braggart, like, thing.
That ego.
That ego.
Yeah.
They've Vex has really been taken down a few pegs.
Vex.
She has come a long way, and I think we're gonna be good friends. I think now she's. I don't know. I really like her. You had to
break her down to build her back up. Oh my god! Did you take a sledgehammer?
Go get him, my love. is the best.
I know, like I really
thing,
like her right
yeah.
now. And yeah, Garrick as well. He's just like just the ego is just gone for a minute. You know, it's just
disarmed completely.
Just completely disarmed. Yeah, it's weird but nice.
Yeah. He still gets his occasional cocky quip in, but
But as long
Elves,
as
right?
they are at least on speaking terms and not feeling awkward around each other too much, Halite is happy with that relationship currently. I like the idea that Halite is kind of finding himself again without Dyanna. In some regard, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Also,
Your way out.
Inspiration is fun.
yeah,
The end inspiration.
yeah.
I would have saved that inspiration if you didn't say it's more appropriate if you do it now. I'm like, I would have saved it until like episode 60.
You saved the last inspiration I gave you from episode 1 in order to do an insight check on the man who touched you? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was important.
It was an important check.
It was the cutest. Oh, it's the cutest thing.
And I was thinking in my head, like, this is a very important thing to highlight. He's got a -1 on the thing he needs to roll for it. What can he do to fix this? And he's like, I have no spell, I have no ability that would help me see into someone's lies. Except I have 1 inspiration. And it actually fucking worked out. I rolled a 19, -1 to 18. Which,
yeah, that was super
the
cute.
dice tell the story, and the dice gave me 1s and 2s for insight the entire fucking time, except for the one moment where it actually mattered for Halite. But really mattered.
That is a question. You started off that scene with Halite asking, how does Garrick think and feel right now? And you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
What was the answer?
He's a steel fortress. I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Nervous to the point where they were about to shit themselves.
Amazing.
You know when you're like he's about to take an exam, and if he gets it wrong, he gets beaten to death by a 16-foot giant.
So that kind of feeling. Yeah, okay. Good. Glad we got that answer. But yeah, the future. What are we looking forward to?
Crushing the Empire.
What is the what are the characters looking forward to? Except for crushing the Empire, obviously.
I wish to fight and defeat Yatebi. No. I wish to fight and defeat the Sea Witch. I wish to murder Yatebi and rip every limb from her body.
Okay.
And also help Dyanna get visits. And also, Osdemis is back. Getting the band back together. It's kind of Halite's checklist.
Dewey is all about like seeing the freedom that he's never seen, because it's the stuff that people talk to him about because he's young and he's never known like a world that's free for non-humans. So he wants to see that. He's like felt like he was a major part of the propaganda drop, but that again, because that they were outside the city, they didn't see that. So like the prospect of getting to Boroughfirth and freeing people there is probably going to have a, you know, if he lives through it, then that will probably have a big impact on him, seeing like what it does to people to get them out of those kind of shackles. And in that sense, then that makes him like want to free Ben Lysia, because that's his hometown. Being able to, you know, see what the canal looks like with actual water in it instead
that would be nice. Yeah.
Like
people.
A hovel.
Dyanna.
Her mum, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
You said you were okay with it. It's fine.
Exactly. I said I was okay with it. Yeah, I think getting to a place, like level-wise, to find her mother and get her mother out, you know. But definitely getting to that level. Yeah, she definitely wants information. Wants information about it, and then get her mother out.
I'm definitely looking forward to Barrow Firth. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Liberation goes. I expect there'll be a plan, and then it will get messy.
It'll be something completely
That's
different
D&D.
by the time.
That's D&D. Exactly.
Yeah.
I, long term, very much looking forward to Archivicula, and that you guys get them there. But I guess way in the future, I am also looking forward to Itebi getting a go at you again. From episode 1, last time she tried to kill you, to now. You've gotten stronger, she's gotten stronger. She's a paladin now. She has an oath.
She wasn't a paladin before.
No, she swore an oath for the day of to kill you, and she intends to fulfill it. And she's running out of time to do it, and she's starting to panic.
Hey, we're just gonna go into hiding until she breaks her oath anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, if she becomes, like, if she fails her oath and becomes an oathbreaker, shit gets weird. But we'll find that out together! Yay!
Hey. Yeah, that was
Done.
that's done. That was the end of this quite a long session of Riders Digest. I hope you got your answers. I hope you guys got your answers. No.
Only more questions.
More questions. More plans as well. If you guys do have any questions, like ask us in the Discord or in the comments, and we will ask in the next episode of Riders Digest. So yeah. See you guys soon for more Rapid Riders. Bye. Rangers are filth. Utter filth.
Spelled with a PHILL.
Yeah. If you want these emotions, they're gonna fucking come at you like a train, bitch.
Fucking around and finding out a Rapid Rider story. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening.